Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome. My name is Christina Marie from Beauty on My Bee. I do beauty reviews, tutorials, unboxing, spoilers, giveaways. I've got something a little bit different for you today. So some of you guys have asked me to rank my Juvia's Place palette. So that's what we've got for you today. I kind of have a Juvia's Place problem. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for checking us out. Every month I do an eyeshadow palette giveaway. For the month of June, we are giving away the Natasha Denona Coral palette. This is mine. I love using this. I have a brand new one for you. If you look in the description box down below under current giveaways, it talks about how to enter all my giveaways. This one, as well as many others, are listed there. Some of them are ending pretty quick, so you want to make sure to jump on those. All you have to do is watch the videos in their entirety, be subscribed. On the video in which the giveaway is announced is a Google form link, and make sure to fill that out. So like I said, I kind of have a problem. I think I have about 31 eyeshadow palettes from Juvia's Place. That's a lot. That is like a third. I think it's even more than that. I think I have that's probably getting close to half of my collection is all Juvia's Place. And I used to be in the mindset of that I had to collect them all. But lately I didn't get the latest one that they released, their 6-pan, and I didn't get their latest influencer one that they released. And if it doesn't really speak to me, I don't need it. It's just gonna sit there. It's just a waste of money. So that's kind of why I wanted to rank these and figure out which ones do I really like, which ones are really just sitting here. And it might make the next eyeshadow palette declutter video that I do. I'll link the last one that I did and it's actually my first one ever that I did. I'll link that in the description box down below for you. So let's, without further ado, get into all of these, and I'll let you kind of know why I picked the ones I did. Normally, by this point in the video, I usually tell you what's on my eyes, but I am wearing a Juvia's Place palette. Kind of wanted to reach for one that was a little further down on the list that doesn't normally get that much amount of love, and see if I liked it. I think it was an okay look. I don't really reach for oranges that much. I do like colorful shades, and so I just kind of wanted to break out of my red, basically. So in last place, and I know some of you guys really do love this, is the Warrior 2 palette by Juvia's. The only reason, well, there's two reasons. One, it's mainly warm tones, and I like cool tones more than warm tones, and it is an all matte palette, and I am a shimmer girl, so I would combine this with something else, and I'd rather just reach for one palette than having to reach for multiples. I do that sometimes, but if I'm in a hurry, it's a one palette thing. I did have one of my girlfriends over this weekend for a dinner, and we played some games and a little game night, and I had like a dual chrome from another brand on my eyes, and she was asking what that was, and I told her, and I said, but there are some cheaper versions, and we'll get to those in a little bit here. Next, kind of that same, it's a great nude palette. I think this was my first Juvia's Place palette. It's great. It's just those warm, neutral tones that, I don't gravitate for all that often. So this was the Nubian by Juvia's. Nextly is the Queen palette, Fumi and Juvia's. I loved this shade here. It was so fun. These are your two shimmers. They're pretty. They just have some other better palettes in here. This one was next. It's like I said, it's pretty. It's just, this pink is really pretty, but it's starting to dry out a little bit on me. So that's why this one is here. And this was the Saharan by Juvia's. Next we have the Nudes by Juvia's. This was one of those where I was really like, what was I thinking? Even for my light skin tone, these are too light. This shade right here is really, really pretty. And so is, you know, these two shimmers here. But I don't need to buy a palette just for like the inner corner highlights, which is what I would use this one for. The Nomad by Juvia's. If you like kind of that grungy green look, this is your palette. It's just not a palette that I normally go for, and yellows do not look good on me. So that's why this one is here. The reason the Disco Party is so far down the list is because there are two glitters in here, and I'm just not that big into glitters anymore. So it's like this one's here. The Taupes by Juvia's is the same thing. It's just, it is pretty light and kind of almost makes me look washed out. Nubian 3 Coral palette is this really peachy with a little bit of pops of silver. Again, it's those warm tone shades. Starting to get into some that I like. The Sweet Pinks by Juvia's. This really pink, fun palette. The Festival by Juvia's, it just reminds me, whatever reason, reminds me kind of like of Halloween for whatever reason when I look at this. But this shade right here, gorgeous. I love my blues and I love my greens. Cake by Juvia's. This one is a really, I love using this in the fall and the summer. Dose by Juvia's. It's I use this more in the spring times. This one here is just, it's like this white / pink color. It's really pretty. The Zulu is such a fun summer palette. I think this is my favorite row right here, this middle row, so pretty. The Warrior 3 by Juvia's. I love this artwork. I expected more kind of like blues, pinks, and a lot more purples in it. Definitely got the blues down with this kind of lower shade row, and I love this one. These, there are only 2 shimmers in the palette. That's this gray and this silver here. Juvia's Place Melissa palette. I do really like. It is just so stunning. I do wish it didn't have that pressed glitter in it though. The Mauves by Juvia's has one of my favorite shades in here. This one right here is just Party Central. It is just the greatest topper shade. It's kind of like this purple glue. It's just such a fun shiny topper shade. No, I was just now noticing it, but it kind of reminds me of that Natasha Denona one, but the Natasha Denona one's just a little bit darker. So the next 2 palettes are brown palettes. And I know I said I'm more of a colorful girl, but these are some really pretty browns. This is the Chocolate by Juvia's. When you want, and I use this more in the winter, when you want those deep, rich chocolate shades. Yummy. And this is has been such a staple of mine. I think this was the second palette I bought. It is the Warrior by Juvia's. Just a great everyday palette. Love, love, love it. I do wish that their palettes did come with mirrors on them. La Mariposa, Yummy Angelina in Juvia's Place. Such a fun summer palette. Again, I just wish there wasn't the pressed glitter in here. The Berries by Juvia's. Again, another winter shade, but look how gorgeous this looks. It does, you know, kind of remind me a little bit of the kind of these in shades here. I wonder if I just did a little swatchy. And those two are pretty close. What I did is on my fingers, I did a swatch of this one in the Natasha Denona one, that one that we are giving away. And then this one here. This is the Juvia's Place one. This is the Natasha Denona one. But I mean, they're super, super close. But I love, I mean, this palette's $48. I think this palette was $12. I really like the Juvia's Place formula. They last all day. They are easy to blend. You can build them up to high intensity if you'd like to. Super pigmented. The Violets by Juvia's. A really fun purple palette. The Nubian Glow. It's actually what I'm wearing on my eyes today. And it's this orange palette. Again, I wish it just didn't have that pressed glitter. The Nubian Royal palette. I love, love, love this palette. It's my favorite of her 6 pans. Again, it's got that pressed glitter down here, which is such a fun. I wore it for New Year's Eve. It's just a fun, even though it was just my son and husband and I, but it's just fun. Kind of disco purple color. The Nubian 2 by Juvia is such a fun fall palette. Love, love, love it. The Tribe by Juvia's. We're getting into some of our favorites here. This color here is just, it's this like peachy gold cream, almost like duochrome. It's just so, so fun. We're down to our top 5. The Saharan. Just look at this. I need to get more use out of this than I do. I mean, granted, you know, these warmer shades are, for me, better for the fall, but how fun would that kind of look like? Although, I wish that there was like maybe a lighter blue to do in here, kind of a transition shade, but I really, really like this palette. And 4th place, this one has gotten such love. This Buzo shade, I think is still my favorite green that I have. It's just this really kind of cool Kelly green. But it is starting to dry out a little bit, so that's why this one is further down. I do obviously like these bottom 2 rows more than the top 2, just because I do like those cooler tones. But look at that green. It's so, so fun. And 3rd place is the Masquerade Mini. Again, you'll see how colorful all of these are. I do love those top 2 more than the bottom 2, but I mean, look at these blues. They are just gorgeous. Our second palette is the Wahala. Such fun in here. I do. Just the glitters I wish were in here. This is like a duochrome. It is like this purple, green, blue shade. And this one, I think it's a duochrome as well, where it goes from a green to a gold. Stunning. And that must mean that our number one palette is the Wahala 2 palette. We are giving away a brand new one, but it's only going to be up for a couple more days, so make sure you jump on it if you haven't already. But here's what it looks like. This is mine, like I said, a brand new one for you. But look how stunning in purple, green, gold. Gorgeous. I had such a fun time. I loved doing a blue look with kind of like a silver on the inside. Love, love, love this palette. So like I said, I just need to be more in the mindset of I don't need every single one. I can't afford every single Juvia's Place palette. Granted, their palettes are pretty reasonably priced. I think these were like $30, $35. They're always having sales, always. So make sure you sign up for their newsletter because you guys, they are always having sales. And you can always find a discount code if you look online. I don't have a discount code with them. I'm not affiliated. This isn't sponsored or anything. I just really, really love the Juvia's Place formula. So if you like this video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so. We're such a fun, laid-back group here. If you can do me a favor, hit that bell button, mark that to all. If you are watching this on a mobile device, go into your settings, mark those so that way you can receive notifications from YouTube. I want you to know when I upload, and I definitely want you guys to know when I do giveaways, which are a lot here on this channel, as you can see from the description box down below. I do have an Instagram account if you'd like to follow me over there. It is Beauty Ama, A-M-A and the letter B. And then I also have a Twitter account that's saying Beauty Ama B, followed by the number 1. YouTube will now go ahead and insert a couple other videos for you. If you have the time, I'd greatly appreciate it if you were to check them out. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And I will see you soon. Bye.